Welcome back everyone, and get ready because today we are stepping into one of the most surprising stories in the entire world of American coinage, a story that begins with a simple 1-cent piece from 1981, a coin most people walk past without even thinking about it, a coin that millions tossed into jars, drawers, pockets, parking meters and vending machines. Yet behind this ordinary-looking Liberty 1 cent there hides a legend so powerful that collectors across the world continue to chase it, whisper about it, debate it and dream of finding that one extraordinary example that could be worth an unbelievable fortune, reaching values as high as $255 million in the rarest imaginable circumstances. And as we explore every detail today, from its history to its minting secrets to the unexpected reasoning behind why certain 1981 1-cent coins became unbelievably valuable, you might find yourself checking your own old penny jar tonight with completely new eyes. The story of the 1981 1-cent coin begins in an era of change, tension and transition. The United States Mint was preparing for something major. Only a year later, in 1982, they would permanently shift away from the copper composition used for decades and move into the copper-plated zinc format that is still used today. But in 1981, the coin still carried the classic heavy copper feel, with its iconic reddish tone, its satisfying weight, and that unmistakable ring it makes when dropped on a solid surface, a ring that collectors can recognize instantly. At this time, Lincoln's portrait had already been on the cent for over 70 years, yet each new era added its own stories, its own challenges, its own mysteries, and the 1981 series would soon be known for some of the most puzzling cases of minting variety and error-based value explosions that stunned collectors decades later. As these coins rolled out of the Philadelphia and Denver mints, no one imagined that any of them could someday be associated with a number as massive as $255 million. People simply used them for everyday purchases, never noticing the microscopic details that today can make the difference between a common penny and one of the rarest pieces of numismatic treasure on the planet. The beauty of the story is that the coin itself does not flaunt its secrets. It hides them quietly. It hides them beneath the surface, around the edges of the lettering, within tiny imperfections that occurred only under extremely unusual minting circumstances. The kind of errors that may have lasted only seconds on the minting presses, yet instantly changed the fate of the few coins struck during such rare mechanical moments. Collectors often talk about the 1981 cent era as a treasure field because this was the final full year of the original copper alloy, which means every 1981 cent already has a material advantage when compared to 1982 and later pennies. But what truly magnifies the value explosion of certain examples are the peculiar mistakes that occurred during die creation, die polishing, hub doubling, die deterioration and planchet preparation. Some coins show unexpected doubling on Liberty or on the date, some display dramatic misalignments, some carry off center strikes so clean and strong that they almost seem intentional, and others include even rarer phenomena like broad strikes, die caps, struck through debris marks or transitional anomalies that created a coin unlike anything normal production intended. As the years passed and collectors began uncovering more and more unusual 1981 cents, the market slowly realized that this year, more than many others, produced an unusually wide range of rare varieties. However, the story reached an entirely different level when rumors emerged about a handful of extremely bizarre examples that were believed to be struck under experimental conditions. Stories circulated of an ultra-rare composition change test piece, an off-metal strike that somehow escaped the mint, a coin minted on a foreign planchet intended for another denomination, and even an alleged hybrid format that numismatists still debate passionately. Because such a coin would not only be visually unusual but historically priceless, the possibility of its existence pushed prices into unimaginable realms. Suddenly the 1981 Liberty 1 cent was no longer merely a common coin of the late copper era. It became a mythic creature hiding in collections across America, possibly forgotten in a drawer, possibly buried in a box of old change from the early 80s. The thought that an ordinary person could unknowingly possess a multi-million-dollar treasure fueled interest worldwide. It sparked endless discussions in collector forums, inspired long lines at appraisal events, and led to international auction houses receiving inquiries from people hoping their coin might be the legendary example everyone talks about but few have ever seen. the potential value of $255 million often comes up when collectors describe the extreme top end of the market, the price at which a once-in-human history specimen, a coin with a combination of flaw, rarity, condition, story and mystery could theoretically sell if presented to the right buyer in a moment of numismatic frenzy. The number is not attached to common errors. It is tied only to the possibility of a miraculous discovery, something like a flawless double struck on transitional alloy coin or a previously unknown mint experiment that somehow survived when it should have been destroyed. These are the kinds of finds that create legends, the kinds of coins that museums fight over, the kinds of coins that wealthy collectors bid on not for investment but for immortality, just to claim ownership of something no one else on earth possesses. Yet beyond the extreme mythical examples, even regular high-quality 1981-era pennies can command surprisingly strong premiums. Coins with crisp doubling, accurate off-center strikes, clean broad strikes, struck through cloth or grease patterns, missing letters, misaligned dies or rare repunched mint mark anomalies can easily rise into thousands of dollars depending on condition. And when a coin is preserved beautifully, free from the scratches and dings of circulation, glowing with an untouched copper surface, reflecting light with the intensity of a freshly minted gem, the value multiplies dramatically. Collectors love perfection and they pay heavily for it. That's why the finest known examples of certain 1981 varieties have set records in auction houses, drawing intense bidding wars from enthusiasts and professionals who recognize just how special the coin truly is. The fascinating part of the 1981 penny story is that it reminds us how small moments in minting history can create lifelong mysteries. The mint machinery operated at incredible speed, striking hundreds of coins every minute, yet even during this rapid production there were moments when the die wobbled slightly, when debris interfered, when metal composition did not meet specifications, when pressure fluctuated, when alignment shifted or when a planchet from another batch slipped into the press unnoticed. Each of these once-in-a-million events created a new anomaly. Each anomaly created a new collectible treasure. And each treasure created a new path toward potential unimaginable value. For people casually listening to the story, it might sound impossible that a small copper coin could even be mentioned in the same sentence as $255 million. But in the world of numismatics, rarity and story combine in powerful ways. History becomes emotion, and emotion becomes market value. A coin is not just metal. It is a slice of American life, a freeze frame of a particular moment in time, a physical reminder of the people who made it, the technology that shaped it, the economy that circulated it and the accidents that altered its destiny forever. When a coin carries a story so rare, so dramatic, so filled with mystery that it becomes a global sensation, the price tag that emerges is simply a reflection of the desire to possess that story, and that is why collectors continue searching for the ultimate 1981 Liberty 1 cent somewhere out there, perhaps sitting quietly in a private collection, perhaps resting unnoticed in an old piggy bank, perhaps lying inside a forgotten coin roll bought decades ago. There could be a coin so rare that its value would rewrite the record books. The thought alone keeps the world fascinated. It keeps experts studying new findings. It keeps auctions alive with electricity. And it keeps everyday people checking their loose change, hoping that fate will place that extraordinary coin in their hands.